But the next guy from UCLA that has intrigued me over the past few days as I've been doing a little study on him is Fabian Moreau.
Yeah, yeah, I
He's
really
a
like this kid.
cornerback, a position of need for us. He's got great size at 6 foot 206, and he ran a blazing 40.
Four
At that
three.
height and weight, he ran a 4.35 40.
Yeah.
Great vertical jump, great broad jump. Yeah, that's Sam Shields fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's that kind of range. Great quickness in the shuttles, 38-inch vertical jump. So he's got it right there. Um, the only thing that tends to concern me stat wise is that he only had uh, one pick in this past season. He had 3 tackles for loss. He had 8 pass breakups. So he is getting to the ball, but that's something he's going to have to work on because teams do like guys that have ball skills, and that's just something to look at. He's a little raw because he missed a lot of time with injuries, but the ceiling on this guy, and he is a corner. He's not a safety who's converting. He's not a nickel guy who's converting to the outside. He's an outside guy. He's a corner. I mean, they say that his coverages are kind of limited to focus on cover three and press man, but we're a press man team. That's what we do. We get up there and we run the press, and he's got the speed to close and recover,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
which
bring
is
up.
what Sam Shields' thing was. He was good on the press, he was good with the mirror, but if Shields ever got beat, he had the speed to recover and just get there. And this guy has the same thing. He can recover really, really quickly, so he can make up for any kind of deficiencies he has in recovery with his speed.
Yeah, his lack of interceptions. I mean, who knows what that can be chalked up to? It could be, it's hard to go by in college. For me, sometimes you just got to look at that what you got in front of you. What can you take this piece of clay, this kid right out of college? What can you mold him into? I mean, how many interceptions did Sam Shields have in college?
Yeah, and I totally agree. That's the thing. You draft based on potential. You don't necessarily draft based on what a guy is right now unless you're drafting in the top five.
And even that's where a lot of teams make their mistake too.
Yeah. I mean, and if you're drafting at the bottom of the first round like the Packers, generally do, you're really drafting from the top of the second round. And that's just the reality of it. So a guy like this, and with Joe Witt as our coach, I have the utmost faith in his coaching because he's been able to take undrafted guys and make something out of them. So if Ted Thompson gives him an actual cornerback prospect and not a player who's trying to transition or played 4 years of college basketball and 1 year football, we could see something really, really good here.
Yeah, I really like this guy. I really like Fabian Moreau. I think he would be a steal in the second round. I think if the Packers got him at the bottom of the second round and he was still there, jump on him all day long. Uh, and when you talk about if you're looking for draft prospects to come out and perform right away, it happens sometimes, but more than likely it doesn't. And I feel
No,
like for me, I feel more comfortable with a player that kind of breaks out in that third. You're kind of like Nick Collins or somebody like that breaks out in that
yeah,
third fourth year, because that shows me that they struggled early. It took them a while to get a hold of it, but they're willing to work hard to get better. And those are usually the guys that last
exactly.
longer. Sometimes you'll have those guys that come out of college and they're fire right away. They're on fire right away, and then 3 or 4 years down the road they start to fizzle out because that first year, geez, this shit's easy for me. You know what? I got this down pat. I got this
Eddie
handled.
Lacy.
And that's when you start. I mean, that's kind of what I feel like. Exactly. That's kind of what I felt like happened with Eddie Lacy. He came out that first couple years, he was on fire. He was doing it, and then that third year, he was just kind of like, meh, I got this down. There's nothing to this, and that's when you see a decline. So I'd rather see a guy come out of college and struggle and have to work his way up, because I want to see that he's willing to put in the time, put in the work, to become look at Sam Shields. Dude put in the time, put in the effort, and became a solid cornerback for the Packers. So I'm
Yeah,
not I'm not looking for a cornerback to come in right away this year and be the number one cornerback. That's
no.
just not going to happen. And if that's what you're expecting, Packer fans, it's not going to happen.
Well,
We're
in
going to have to deal
cornerback,
with Demarius Randall, Quentin Rollins, Ladarius Gunter, and Devon House for a while, and maybe eventually a guy like Fabian Moreau can work his way up maybe by the end of the year into
well,
that
and
rotation.
and people have to remember too. Sam Shields was a receiver at Miami and played 1 year cornerback. He came in as an undrafted guy. Undrafted guys like to go to Green Bay because they know they're going to get a chance. And we may see Demarius Randall and Quentin Rollins have great bounce back years, and I hope they do. But Sam Shields is also a guy who was instrumental to the Packers' Super Bowl run because of injuries at cornerback. And here's this undrafted raw guy with blazing speed that came in and made some real big plays as an undrafted rookie. And I think that goes back to speaking to the talent that Joe Witt has as a coach.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see them get a guy like Fabian Moreau for Joe Witt to work with, a real cornerback, real raw talent at cornerback with all the tools. He's got the size, he's got the speed. Uh, Good, like you said, the closing speed's what stood out to
Yeah.
me when I was watching film of him last night. Closing speed it was really impressive, and 4.340. I mean, he's got some speed, technique. He's got pretty good technique on a lot of things. So I
Oh,
like him.
yeah.
If I don't know if I'd spend a first round pick on him, uh, but I do think if he's there in the second round, I think Ted Thompson might out of all of these
Second round.
UCLA, yeah, out of UCLA, all these UCLA prospects, I feel like Ted Thompson, that would be one that Ted Thompson would jump on.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. I could
in
even
the
see
second
Ted
round.
trading up a little bit in the
I don't know if
second
he'll
round
make
to
it
get
that
him.
high though. I really don't.
I
I've,
don't either.
I've,
But I mean, I could see Ted moving up just a little bit in the second round to try to
yeah,
get him if he's there. So I mean, it's a possibility.